team at TMG The Mortgage Group, coming to you with another kick-ass video on how to get a mortgage. So today's topic is going to be about how to flip a house and actually make money. I've flipped a whole load of houses. I've made tons of mistakes. I've lost money on a couple of them, but I think I've found kind of the perfect recipe in order for you to make money. So I've written a whole bunch of blogs about this. You should check out my website. I'm going to put the website link in the comment below. It's www.lendramp.com. But I put these articles in there, and it will teach you how to flip a house step by step. But today I'm just going to go over briefly some of the key points that you need to look out for when you're flipping a house. Okay, so this is how to flip a house and actually make money off of it. All right, number one is to choose a realtor. Okay, you want to get somebody good, experienced, but not too busy. Okay, so I know there's tons of hotshot realtors all over the place. You might be one yourself looking at this video, but my recommendation is to find a realtor that is not too busy and not too big time. Okay, you get somebody that's too busy, they won't have time to do the searches. I call it bitch work. It's a little bit bitch work because basically what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to scour the market and do tons and tons of market evaluations for you to find the right property. Okay, so you want to get a realtor that's good, that's dedicated to you, that understands your goal, your dream, your focus, but somebody that's not too busy to do all the searches that you need done. Okay, so that's number one. If you need a recommendation for a good real estate agent, I know and have worked with loads of them. I'm not a realtor myself, obviously I'm a mortgage broker, but call me and I'll be able to recommend somebody to you if you don't know someone good already. Number two, when you interview the agent, make sure they will negotiate with you on the sell side. Okay, so my recommendation is, and what I do is I let them make the upfront commission on a property, 100% of the commission. Okay, when I purchase a property from them. But when you are selling that same property, you want to be using the same real estate agent, and you want to have already worked out a deal with them. I have a deal with a real estate agent right now where I'm paying them $1,000 to sell the property, but they can make all the upfront commission. Okay, so I think that's a good strategy to use because it's a good deal for everyone. They get to make their money, and you still get to save some money on the real estate commissions. Real estate commissions can be high, but definitely worth it to pay, and I've done some other videos about that. But you should absolutely negotiate with them upfront before you decide to buy or list or do anything with the agent. Okay, make sure the agent's on board with you. Number three, have the agent do multiple market evaluations of what the property is worth now versus what it's going to be worth in the future after renovation. Okay, so you want to kind of have a vision of what type of property you're looking for. I like single family homes under $250,000, and I like getting a value for them in the future of around $340,000. Put $20,000 or $30,000 into a property, but you're going to have the agent do an evaluation now and then an evaluation of what it would look like in the future, so you know what your spread is. Okay. After that, you're going to have to make some lowball offers. Okay. There's no other way for me to put this, but the more money you save up front, the more money you'll have in your pocket in the end. Okay, you're not going to get every deal, so don't get attached to property. Avoid the psychological attachment that you might get, or the vision you might get in your head. Just none of that makes sense when you're flipping property. All you should be concerned about is how much money you're going to make off of the property in the future and how much work it's going to be to complete the property. Okay, hyper focus on that, and you'll win. Okay. Next, create a spreadsheet with estimated costs for the property you choose. Okay, so you're gonna walk into a property, say, I like this property, whatever, I have a vision for it, and you're gonna say, okay, these are the things that need to be done. Paint, flooring, the doors need to be replaced. I'm going to replace all the handles in the kitchen. I'm going to paint the kitchen. I'm going to, whatever it might be, redo the bathrooms. But you need to estimate what your costs are going to be. So number one, I would calculate the material costs. Material costs, for example, like with your flooring, we're going to say that I'm going to spend $1.25 a square foot for the material itself, and then I will spend another $1.25 for the labor for installation, okay? So consider all of that, put that in the spreadsheet before you make an offer on a property, okay? That way, you know, okay, this is approximately what I'm going to get the property for. It's listed for $200,000. I'm offering $165,000, and it's going to cost me $20,000 to renovate. That way, you know how much money you're going to make in the end, okay? And it's essential. You lose that, and you're going to lose money, okay? So hyper focus on that. Next is once you get the property, do one order from Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever store you decide to buy your material off of. I like to try to buy everything in one place, okay, from a bigger store that will take back excess material. So I usually deal with Home Depot, Lowe's, companies like that. Costco is also fantastic to deal with because they've got killer deals. But the bulk of it should be ordered from a company that you can get one delivery. They'll come with a huge truck, and they'll bring that material, and they might even put it right in the garage of the property for you. So that's a significant win if you can get everything in one delivery. Delivery charges can be excessive if you keep on ordering more and more and more. And if you try to bring all this material in your own vehicle or your own truck, you're going to damage your vehicle, okay? I had a Ford F-150, and I had loaded this thing up with flooring material and all kinds of stuff. My son and I were driving on the highway with the material, going to the property to deliver the material, and it broke the axle of the truck in half, okay? So that's one of the things that I am really trying for you to avoid. Don't destroy your vehicle for a flip. It just doesn't make any sense, because then you'll lose more money, okay? Next, create a document for every trade to sign that protects you if somebody gets hurt in your property. So I don't know where you're getting your trades from. I find a lot of trades off of Kijiji and places like that where I can have a multitude of people come in, okay? This is a good way to get cheap labor, an excellent way to get cheap labor, but a lot of those people may not be insured, okay? So if they get hurt, they can sue you, and you lose all your money and more. It just doesn't make any sense. So just make sure that you get somebody to, every trade that comes into work, to sign something and store that, scan it, save it in your computer so that they can't come back and say, well, I fell off this ladder and I'm suing you for $1 million. Just beware. Next, for every job you're offering, get 4 quotes. Okay? Some people say 2 quotes, some people say 3. I get 4 quotes. I don't care. I want a deal, okay? And I want to pit these workers against each other. So sometimes I get them all to come in to quote at the same time. I'll say, okay, today's flooring day. Let's call some flooring companies. So I'll call 4 flooring companies. I'll have them meet me on the property. I'll walk them through the property. So they get to see what what their scope of work is. They do their measurements, and then they come back to me with quotes. I like them seeing each other at the property so that they're not trying to rip me off, okay? The trades world can be very dirty, okay? And if they smell that you can take it, and I'm not saying this is all of them, but some of them, if they smell that they can take advantage of you, they will. So get 4 quotes, pit them against each other, and you're going to get the best deal, okay? Make sure you read as many reviews about these companies as possible so that you know that you're hiring somebody decent to come into your property. There's a lot of people that say they can, but then they can't, and they do a shitty job. Just avoid that at all costs, okay? You don't always want to go with the cheapest necessarily, but if they're cheap and they have good reviews, then go ahead. Why not? Try it out. Please don't do this. Don't pay anyone up front. Okay? A lot of trade people, they like to get paid up front, and they'll say, I'm not doing any work unless this is done. Tell them to get the hell out of your property if they're going to be like that. I've had tradespeople that I've paid up front never show up again. Okay? And so you screw yourself. So just don't let anybody get overstep on you. I hired a painter the other day for a property I was building for myself to live in, and he wanted a deposit. So I had given him an initial deposit. He did some work. Then he wanted a couple of more deposits as the work was progressing. And by the end of it, he had done a really, really shitty job. And I had held back some money. And so the good thing about that is he had to come in and fix his work in a timely fashion, or I'm not going to pay you. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. So make sure you do holdbacks and protect yourself, because they will take advantage if they can. Okay? Ensure any and all extras are included. So this same painter that I had hired, I did end up firing him in the end because he added things on, like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of things. For example, I told him I want all my doors to be painted black, okay? And the walls are painted white. So he had painted one side of the door, but not the other. When I came back into the property, I said, what the hell is this? Like, why is the door white on one side and then black on the other? He goes, you didn't tell me that it had to be black on both sides. You just said black on one side, which is not true during the walkthrough. So get everything in writing. And the upcharge that this guy tried to charge me, I have a lot of doors in my house, but the upcharge was like $3,000. It was unreal. I also had a bookshelf that I asked him just to quickly spray paint black, and he tried to charge me an extra $1,500 for that. It was absurd. So anyway, the guy and I had it out. I told him to get out, and I got somebody more reasonable into the property that was not trying to rip off somebody that's not in the industry. If you don't know, you don't know, and that's just how it is. If you don't understand the world of the trades, they're going to take advantage of you. So just be careful, okay? Don't hire one for an entire job, okay? This is a big rookie mistake. I did this on a couple of flips, and it just took so long. Like, it just drove me insane. So don't hire anybody for a single job. Let somebody complete a job, and if there's more work for them after they complete the job, then and they did the initial job well, then give them more work. But don't go to anybody and say, you know, if you do the entire job, I'll give you the contract and it'll be $30,000 or $20,000 or whatever. Don't do that, because they're going to waste your time. What tradespeople do is initially they will tell you that, and I'm not saying all tradespeople, some tradespeople, okay? I don't want to generalize here and piss anybody off. Some tradespeople will tell you, I have a crew and this and that. Really what a lot of them are doing is subcontracting. And if it gets to the point where they feel like they're not getting paid enough hourly, some of them might just stop hiring people and trying to do all the work themselves. And it takes forever, but that's one of their ways to like maintain profit. So just be careful for that. So don't hire anybody for an entire job. Next, create urgency. So give them deadlines and have multiple trades in at the same time. Tradespeople hate working over each other, okay? I don't give a shit. I'm a house flipper, and I don't care that they don't like working over each other. So I could have somebody painting the exterior of a house and another company painting the interior of the house at the same time. They're not walking all over each other, but I'm getting 2 jobs done at once. As a matter of fact, I might have 3 jobs happening at once. I might have somebody doing a bathroom in a basement, while upstairs there's a painter painting on the main floor, and then outside there's somebody chopping down trees, and there's somebody painting the exterior of the property. That's the extent I like to get things done. You want to get it done fast, okay? Time is money in this business. So you want that as many trades working at the same time, just banging out that property. Get it done, get it over with, make money, okay? Next, if you're replacing doors or doing baseboards, trim, anything like that, have them paint one coat when they're painting the rest of the house, okay? Because if they try to go in after, they might try to upcharge you, okay? If they try to go in once the baseboard and trim and all that is installed or the doors are installed, let them just spray away. Once they pull that spray gun out, it's nothing for them to spray some doors and the walls at the same time, okay? Flooring can be done at the same time as tile. Okay, this has been a big one for me. I like laminate flooring or vinyl flooring or carpet, whatever, to be done at the same time as the tile. The reason being is it creates accountability. So I've done these separately in the past, where I've done the vinyl flooring, and then 2 weeks later I have a person come in and do the tile in the bathrooms or at the front entrance or whatever. It's a problem because no one wants to do the transition part. The transition part between the floor. And so what you need to do is get these people in at the same time, installing at the same time, and tell them they're mutually responsible for the connection so that there's no gaps. Gaps look ridiculous, okay? So they will then say, okay, then the vinyl flooring is going to here, and then the tile guy knows the tile's going to here, just enough space for that transition to go in. I've had it where the vinyl stops here, and then the tile guy only installed to here, and then there's a huge gap, and I had to figure out some way to fill the gap with something really ugly instead of a transition. So just get them doing that at the same time. It's huge. Next, stick to your budget exactly. Account for a 10% increase in material costs, okay? You have to do this. You have to stick to your budget. If you don't stick to your budget, it's going to cause problems and you're potentially going to lose money. And if you lose money on the property, then you're not going to want to deal with myself or the real estate agent again. You may not want to flip ever again, and it'll ruin it for you, okay? So really stick to your budget. Make sure you're putting at least 20% down in order to avoid mortgage insurance, okay? When you put less than 20% down, you have to pay something called CMHC fees, or Canada Guarantee, or Sagen mortgage insurance, okay? It's very expensive, okay? So let's say on a $300,000 house, it could cost you 14 grand. That's 14 grand that could go into your pocket, okay? So avoid that at all costs. Put 20% down on every property you buy as a minimum. Okay. Next, do not overdo the flip. So everyone wants to make their flip look so beautiful and so grand and so whatever. They watch shows like those shows from LA, those flipping shows that they have on HGTV and stuff. Your house in Canada or the US, for the most part, does not have to look like that, okay? You don't need it to be so beautiful. You know, if you're doing a mansion, it's a different thing, okay? And those people have money to spend like that. But if you're doing an entry-level house, it doesn't have to be super fancy. I had a customer, he wanted to flip. I told him, you know, what I do to make money on flipping, and you can make a significant income off of it. And he decided to do things like replace the driveway, all the concrete with exposed aggregate and lights coming out of it and all kinds of stuff. Got this fancy, you know, $25,000 kitchen installed into a $200,000 property. By the end of it, this guy lost $30,000. So just don't do that. It doesn't make sense. Do the bare minimum. You need to do paint, you need to do flooring. If the kitchen's bad, you can do that, but you can get prefabricated kitchens from Lowe's where you just have to screw it in. So there's all kinds of things you can do to save money. A lot of these things are in my blog, and I'm going to be doing other videos on it in a little more detail for you. But make sure you don't overdo it, okay? Only spend what's necessary and focus on getting top dollar. Next, If it's a 2-bedroom, try to create a third if you have the space. That adds significant profit into any type of flip, okay? Make sure you have a bathtub, okay? There's a lot of nice stand-up showers out there, but for the most part, if you're doing an entry-level home, 200, 300 grand, kind of something like that, you need a bathtub. Families want a bathtub to bathe their kids in. So forget about the stand-up shower thing. I've done it in properties, and the feedback I got when I was selling those properties was that it needs a bathtub. And one property I actually ripped out a shower because I got so much of that feedback. It was only a $150,000 property, but I got so much of that feedback that I just put a shower in because it's inexpensive to put a tub in. So definitely do that. Avoid doing renovations you need a permit for. I know some places they say you need a permit for everything. You don't. Avoid doing renovations that you need a permit for. Like, for example, I did a legal basement suite. It took a long time to do the legal basement suite because I had to apply for those permits. So, number one, the permits cost a lot of money. Number two, it took forever for those permits to come in. And at the end, it ended up just costing me money, and I didn't get the money I wanted out of the property. So, avoid having to get permits, okay? Next, list the property 3 to 5% lower than your competition for a fast, smooth sale. Everybody wants top dollar. I know you think your property is worth more than what it's worth. This is when you have to listen to your real estate agent and let them guide you, because sometimes you are too emotionally invested into the flip itself, okay? So you're gonna really wanna listen to the agent and list the property less than what the market is saying, because you wanna take that money out and put it towards another property. That should be your goal if you wanna make money flipping property. So make sure you do that. Use the same lawyer as when you bought it, okay? So they might give you a loyalty discount. The lawyer part is not a major part, but definitely it's easier to use the same lawyer. They would have pulled title, and it makes it just smoother for you. My name is Sean Rampersad. If you do have any questions about flipping property, please give me a call. My number is 780-278-4847. You can find links to my website, my phone number, my email address in the comments below. And please comment on if you have any questions as well. I think it helps everybody. If you can, do me a favor and like and subscribe to the channel. I want to keep on making more quality content for you. That's going to help you make money at the end of the day. So like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your time. And again, call me if you have any questions. If you need to get a mortgage on a flip, I am the absolute easiest way to get a mortgage in Canada. Give me a call anytime. Thank you very much.